Okay, hi M. I'm going to call you M for this. I'm going to go over your resume and see if I, can help you clarify anything on your resume that might be a little off, and that's why maybe we can help figure out what's making your resume not do as well as you hope. I'm going to apologize ahead of time because when I make these videos, I tend to tear apart a resume. And I recognize how difficult it is for people to hear like feedback, even if it's good feedback. It still hits hard when you've worked really, really hard on your resume. It kind of tears out your heart a little bit. I just want to recognize that and respect it up front and say, what I'm doing is hopefully you take as constructive criticism and not as me just tearing it apart for for giggles. Yes and no. So I'm hoping what I find in your resume is helpful for you. All right, and let me give a little bit of water. It's been a very hot day. Sorry about that. Okay. So I love the fact that you put person McPherson base at the very top. That's great. That gave me a little bit of a giggle before I started. All right, and I'm glad you took out your personal information. Thank you. That way other people can learn from your resume as to what not to do for theirs. I love it when people do that. It's just very helpful for everybody, I think. Okay. Yep. Location, phone, email, LinkedIn, Dribbble.com. I've never heard of Dribbble.com. I'm going to have to look that up. Huh. All right. Creative and driven instructional designer with 5 years of experience in training development, collateral design, and novel product launch support for 1,000 restaurants impacting 15,000 employees. Nice. All right. The English teacher in me is coming out and saying I kind of want to see a comma there, or no, product launch support for one. Yeah, I kind of want to see a comma there just because it's such a long sentence to say, but you've got commas here, so it's probably not as bad, and it's just the way I read a sentence. It's probably fine as is. All right. Focused expertise in translating operational innovation into concise and actionable support documentation. All right. Yeah, all right. I love this. You have a really good, this would be an executive summary, and you have a really good one. I'm quite impressed with just the way you've done your executive summary. There's executive summary and there's, I'm blanking on the name now. The like looking for blah, blah, blah style, objective statement. And some people say that's old. And I say, no, it isn't. It works for some people better based off of their career level, as opposed to other people have a higher career level and they can use an executive summary. But for people just starting out or still in retail or like lower jobs, like lower paid jobs or just like entry level, then a looking for an objective statement is perfect for them. So anybody that says an objective statement is out of touch or out of, out of favor, no, it isn't. They have no idea what they're talking about. All right. Culinary instructional design and project manager. Wonderful. All right. It's 2017 present. Great. Executed the creation of support training materials for virtual breads in all stage of development, resulting in the national launch of It's Just Wings and Maggiano's Italian Classics. Oh my God, girl, I like. Wow. I'm insanely impressed, and I don't get impressed easily because sometimes I don't know what they're talking about, but I've heard of It's Just Wings. And Maggiano's Italian, I've heard of them. Heard of only. I've seen It's Just Wings. I have heard of Maggiano's. And I am connected to an Italian family that runs a chain of Italian restaurants in this area. I'm not Italian. I'm just connected to the family. Which, makes you part of the family. Okay. Wow. The creation of support training materials for virtual brands in all stages of development. I can't change a thing. That's clear. That's impressive. That's very nicely laid out. And I get exactly what you did. Oh, wow. Okay. Coordinated and designed engaging manager and kitchen staff training for over 15 plus unique culinary testing initiatives, allowing for eventual commercialization at 1,000 Chili's restaurants. Holy shit. You've been in this job a long time, but that's just impressive. Okay, authored e-learning experiences for back of house team members to address defined skill gaps in preparation for menu item refresh projects. With that one sentence, you just opened up a whole world of other potential jobs. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay, I don't get impressed easily because, sometimes it's really difficult to see what somebody's done. This is so clear and so well written. And usually I have some sort of little constructive criticism, like a comma or whatever, but or more about just retweaking a sentence a little bit. But I can't. Okay. Coordinated with 20 plus internal stakeholders and a primary external vendor to develop and execute a comprehensive national multi-channel quarterly launch training. Perfect. Managed vendor relationships to ensure timely and accurate distribution of physical quarterly rollout materials to all 1,200 corporate and franchise restaurant locations. Okay. Wow. Led complete redesign of quarterly menu rollout materials, resulting in a 70% reduced page count and streamlined user-friendly instructions on new and revised operational processes. Holy crap! You're a better teacher than I am. Like, this just gave me the sense of you're at a higher level of teaching than I ever was. Not to say that I was the best teacher, but like, you know how to do all of these streamlining, user-friendly instructions, making it understandable. Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, wow. Industrial engineer. Quite the difference between there and there. I don't know how you manage that, but good job. That's quite the jump. That's an entire ladder change, it looks like. Introduced a scorecard assessment tool that quantified the ease of operational execution for new menu items, improved menu execution rate success by 25%. Okay, so it is the same type of job, but with a vastly different title. I almost want to know more about Brinker International now because of that. Not saying you need to change anything on your resume. You don't. But this, as in my recruiter brain here, I would be like, I need to go look up Brinker International, what they do, because the industrial engineer does not fit, but it does, what you've said fits with the culinary instructional designer, but I don't get the connection there. So I want to learn more about the company to see what they do so I can understand that more. You do not need to change a thing. This is generating interest. That is a great thing. Okay, pinpointed area for improvement in team training and rollout support. Replace text with universal icons, reducing page count and implementation process by 40%. Okay, a little call out here, implementation process by 40% of what? And see, the same thing, rate by 25%. This makes clear. Yeah, this is clear. Menu execution success rate by 25%. This is a quantifiable thing. I can go study and see where you got that number. This one, simplifying implementation process by 40%. See, I don't know how I can like check that number. Again, you may not need to change anything. Just be aware that if somebody questions you on that, you'll need to have a good, way of saying, yeah, I did it 40%, and here's how I came up with that number of 40%. Graduate outreach coordinator. So you did that for 1 year, and the industrial engineer 1 year. Mm-hmm. All right. Led concept and instructional development of 5 new hands-on science experiences as part of the student battle outreach program, created to encourage STEM interest in elementary students. Built a comprehensive training program that included instructional design and classroom management strategies, trained 15 plus undergraduate and student role models, and received 90% satisfaction rating from program participants. I don't know why my mouth tripped up on that, but okay. Yeah, no, that's absolutely perfect. Yeah, you 95% satisfaction rating. You can prove that score. Great. Prepared engaging creative print and digital assets utilizing by 500 participants at the Taking the Road Less Traveled Conference series, structure for middle and high schools to learn about STEM fields. I have heard of that from a far distance, almost like overheard that conference series, sort of. So yes, that is highly impressive. All right. Sensory intern, champion the design of instructional and visual materials for a workshop on design thinking for sensory evaluation applications in the food industry, leading to an incremental 20% increase in workshop attendance. Okay, you could prove that number. You do have a lot of percentages and numbers and percentages. I totally get why you've implemented those. You don't need as much at this point, just because it's obvious you know your shit. But as I said, you don't really need to change anything. You can back up your shit with proof, and the extra percentages at this point is just extra verbiage in the sentence. You don't really need it at this point in it because you already got plenty of it up here. You don't have to take it out. I'm just saying, all right, at this point, you've proven your shit. You don't need it, but you don't need to take it out because it's too wordy or anything like that. All right, restructure the sample inventory management and planning process to provide recommendations to allow for a 50% increase in inventory capacity, avoiding the need for capital expenditure to increase the building foot. Oh, I don't know how the hell you manage that as a sensory intern. In fact, this seems far too impressive for a sensory internship. If you can back this shit up with proof, wonderful. If not, this is too impressive for an internship. This almost a red flag is going off in my mind. Red flag of you're lying. But if you can back this up in real life, like, yes, and here is how I did that, this internship position was a high internship or whatever the case is, then that makes sense. And you're probably fine. But yeah, okay, so that's almost too impressive. If you can tone that down slightly, great. But if you have the proof to back that up, then don't tone it down, because you can explain it in an interview, and you will definitely get an interview. Like, I can't see you not getting an interview from just what I'm reading now. Okay. I never want to tell somebody to tone down their impressive talents. We just don't want to cross a line, and start raising red flags in somebody's head that they might be lying. Okay. All right. Supply chain intern. Conducted it. Supply chain is impressive enough. Why the intern? What sensory intern? This almost looks like a step down, except for this actually makes it way more impressive. So it's almost like the title doesn't match. Like, you needed a better title that accurately described this job. That's not your fault. That's totally not your fault. There's nothing you can do to change it. You would just need to explain it. Supply chain intern. Conducted analysis to optimize workflow in the mixing and blending process through employee feedback and data analysis, devising a new scheduling tool that reduced documentation time by 50% while increasing accuracy by 30%. Scheduling tool that reduced documentation time. See, this raises my curiosity again of how that worked. And also, again, it's like the red flags, like, this seems like a lie, but no, it makes sense because PepsiCo. But PepsiCo mixing and blending processes, you didn't do anything directly. You just conducted analysis to optimize workflow in the mixing and blending. So you did stuff behind the scenes to help. Okay, that makes more sense. It just took me a minute because this red flagged me a little bit. Okay, so yes, this is fine. All right, introduced process improvements through training as a mixer for a first-hand stakeholder perspective to reduce operator strain during mixing. Fine. Identified redundant ingredients and proposed 3 for elimination for significant monetary and space savings. For a PepsiCo? As an intern? I am both blown away and very highly suspicious, but really blown away. And I get you're probably older and you've taken off all of the like the smaller jobs and all that, which is the smaller jobs that you've done even before you got into this line, this engineering line. Totally, that makes absolute sense. It's perfect. I am just. Iowa State University, 2009 through 2016. You did all of this while you were, as a master's. Oh, okay. Oh, you put all the years together, bachelor's through master's. Okay, I might recommend breaking that up for the exact reason of, me thinking, wait, what? What? You did all of this while in school, in basic school? Whoa, red flag. But no, this makes sense because 2019 through 2016, yeah, that's a bigger time range. That is 7 years. Now that makes sense with all of this. Okay, yep. I would definitely break that up and put the direct years for each, even if they overlap. All right, back to manufacturing. Establish and implement new job aids, standard work, and job safety analysis for a weld cell unit operation. Achieve a 50% increase in production capacity. Yeah, see, at this point, these numbers are kind of meaningless because you've improved so much, I almost don't believe you. So yeah, I might recommend taking out these percentages at this point, maybe leave just one per job instead of every single bullet point having a percentage, at least for these couple of lower jobs. And then from here, yeah, what you have up here is fine. Okay. You conducted a Kaizen event. I know what Kaizen is. I lived in and worked in Japan for 4 years and 7 years total, South Korea and Japan. Okay, considering the pack line out process, diagnose bottlenecks, recommended process changes. Yeah, wow. Even if these are very short-term jobs because they were just internships, yeah, these are still insanely impressive. Okay. All right, I've already been through this. That's all fine. And skills and achievements. By the way, I for some reason really like the font that you've chosen for your blue title here. For some reason, it reminds me of Star Trek. All right. Area of expertise, print design, visual design, and storytelling, e-learning, LMS, design thinking, learning theory, economics, data analysis. Okay, this one is obvious, very much so. Infographics design, sure. Adult learning theory, yes. Learning theory, ergonomics, all of this is fine. Yep. I've seen all of these within your skills above. But yeah, this is fine. You're not lying. These are not lies that you've just thrown in. That's great. Wonderful. All right, software, InDesign. Yes, I might recommend more putting the software names up in these things where you use them. I tend to prefer that myself because it shows me where you gain that skill, so I can have some context around the skill, as opposed to having them separated down here. Yeah, because right now, it's obvious you use this. It's obvious you use that. It's obvious you use that, and probably that one. I've never heard of these three. Camtasia. For some reason, I've heard of that, but it reminds me of something from the 1990s. Like the first camcorder software program. That's just what's coming up to me. Old memories. So yeah, I don't really know what these three do. So I would rather see these up in where you use them. Conducted analysis to an optimized workflow with Microsoft Office Suite. That way it has some context. Okay, achievements. Achieve the feat of running 65 plus half marathons in 32 states. Take out the word plus there, it throws me off. It's okay if you did more than 65. 65 is already impressive enough. Develop mental and physical resilience, overcoming challenges and setbacks along the way. Fine, wonderful. 3-time pace group leader for the Marine Corps Marathon. Oh, cool. completed 10 plus marathons, including the Berlin Marathon. Oh, okay, cool. And volunteer race guard providing in-course first aid during running events. This is amazing. And you still fit this onto a 2-page resume with wonderful white space, very clear, nice fonts, nice, just everything about this resume is nice. Why are you struggling to find something? What's wrong with this? I don't see much. I don't see much at all. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to go back to our conversation if we've had any and see if that helps, because I'm not seeing it in your resume. Your resume couldn't be really, minus the little tiny tweaks that I've mentioned, which are like nothing. I am not seeing any problems here. And honestly, I'm struggling to see why you're struggling to get a job. You should be like, recruiters should be tearing your door down trying to get you. Hold on. Okay. So what I am seeing from our conversation, there has not been very much conversation, so there's no hints coming from that. So at this point, I am going to need to see your LinkedIn and check in with you. We should probably have a call about what you're doing to get the word out there that you're looking for a job. What are you applying for? What are you, who are you contacting? Are you just sitting back and waiting for recruiters to contact you? Or are you like being outward and like actually doing the networking and the job applying and all of that? I'm sure you are. I want to see what you're doing and see if we can improve that, because there is not much at all that we can, that we can improve on your resume. So I would love to have a call with you about that and see if I can offer some, quick advice, look at your resume, look at your LinkedIn profile, see if I can find anything that way, because there is no problems really with your resume whatsoever, and I am insanely impressed and a little suspicious because it's so impressive. But yeah, because if this is absolutely real and true, then you should be getting people falling over you. This is so impressive that you definitely deserve a $100,000 a year job with the type of minimum 80K, but if you're looking in Dallas, Texas, I would assume about 100K sort of job, if not more. I have no idea of the realm, but from instructional designer, project manager, 100K seems like the right realm. It could even go up to 150K. I just don't know enough about the types of roles you're going for. But I mean, like, this tells me, I just don't know the actual roles and what they pay in Dallas, Texas. Or if you're looking outside of that, you're looking to go either remote, or you're looking to change, you can travel, you can take, pull up roots and put them down somewhere else. There's a lot of potential here for you. So yeah, we need to have a chat on LinkedIn for us to go further and me to help you in some way further. I don't believe I can help you like with the course and stuff that I have, like my other normal stuff, career consulting stuff. You don't fit that at all. You're clear on your skills, unlike a lot of other people. So this would just be a one-to-one conversation about what you're doing and see if I can just give you some really quick feedback on your LinkedIn profile or what you're doing. Maybe even teach you a few of the tricks of the trade with LinkedIn that you might not know about. That might be helpful for you. Okay, I will leave it at that. And I have to say, this is one of the more amazing resumes I've ever seen. And you think that's not saying much. I've seen some pretty impressive resumes, but this is just beautiful. This is almost like the standard I would use for a resume for all of my clients. Okay, so hopefully that brightened your day a little bit. All right, I'll say for now, see you later.